His assistant Hayami has been working on a secret project, a performance-enhancing suit modeled after Kuga's favorite anime hero Alphys. The suit uses Amagi Corporation technology to enhance the wearer's strength, speed, and combat abilities. When Kuga sees the prototype, he's moved to tears because this is his chance to become a real hero. But someone else has been watching Kuga for a long time. A strange old man named Jiro has been stalking him and testing his definition of justice. Jiro hates the Amagi family because Kuga's father, Shizu, buried him alive years ago to cover up the player experiments. Jiro's son, Ichiru, died in that underground prison. But Jiro didn't stay dead because he used player DNA to resurrect his son and keep himself alive through sheer hatred. Now the two of them are plotting revenge against the Amagi family alongside the mysterious Haitani. At a food distribution event in Undertown, Konoha and her mother are handing out meals to the homeless. Jin passes by and Konoha recognizes him immediately. She chases after him and tells him she still sees Akemi sometimes. She mentions that Akemi received a letter saying Jin reunited with his parents. Jin stops walking because he knows that letter was a lie, created by Mitsugai's team to explain his disappearance. He tells Konoha to stop coming around him, then walks away without looking back because he remembers what Mitsugai said about players targeting anyone close to him. Konoha doesn't understand why he's being so cold. She watches him leave while still holding the pendant she's been keeping for years. When Jin gets home, he finds a pink-haired girl named Hanako hiding in his closet. She's terrified because she saw a monster melt a man's face and has been running ever since. Jin tells her to leave, but she refuses because she's too scared to be alone. Against his better judgment, Jin lets her stay. That night, Jin senses danger and runs outside to investigate, leaving Hanako behind. The monster that's been hunting her catches up. It's the Sand Monster's partner, a bug-type player with the ability to create clones. Two of them corner Hanako and start taunting her about how worthless she is. Jin appears and offers to save her for 10,000 yen. She agrees because she has no other choice. One of the men mocks him for charging money, so Jin knocks all of them out in a split second. But the Sand Monster survived their previous encounter. He transforms into his true form and attacks Jin, who can't transform because he forgot his activation gum at home. The fight is brutal because the Sand Monster's body releases corrosive particles that start melting Jin's skin. Just when it seems hopeless, Jin's ring finally activates on its own. He destroys the monster's body, but he doesn't notice that the monster's head transformed into a bug and crawled away. Jin's body starts melting because the player is still alive somewhere. The Sweeper arrives, a cloaked figure who serves a community of players called the Evils. His job is to eliminate any player who breaks the rules by attacking humans, so he finishes off the Sand Monster's head and saves Jin's life. But then he touches Jin with his sword. Nothing happens. The Sweeper is confused because his sword should dissolve any player it touches, but Jin didn't dissolve because he's not a player. But he's not human either. Before the Sweeper can investigate further, Haitani appears from the shadows. He tells the Sweeper to back off because Zet isn't his concern. Jin asks who Haitani is, and Haitani just smiles because he's been watching Jin for a very long time. He even remembers the day Zet was born. He tells Jin to take good care of the girl he's carrying, then disappears into the darkness. Mitsugai's team explains what happened. The Sweeper works for a community called the Evils, players who decided to live peacefully among humans. They have strict rules, and any player who breaks them gets eliminated by the Sweeper. But Haitani seems to be playing a different game, because he's an evil who's manipulating both humans and players for his own agenda. Meanwhile, Kuga finally receives his completed Alpha suit. It's white armor with wings on the forehead and a flowing cape, exactly like his favorite anime hero. He cries when he sees it because this is everything he's ever dreamed of. But Jiro has prepared a test. He calls Kuga and tells him 3 of his female fans will be attacked unless he saves them. But there's a catch. His sister Konoha is supposedly drowning at the school pool at the same time. Kuga can only save one group, the fans or his sister, so he has to make a choice. He chooses his sister. When he arrives at the pool, Konoha is completely fine because she was never in danger. The whole thing was a trick. The 3 fans are gone forever. Jiro calls Kuga back and tells him he failed the test because a true hero saves strangers, not family. Justice isn't supposed to be personal. Kuga is devastated because he tried to be a hero, and 3 innocent people are gone because of his choice. At the same time, Jin runs into Konoha while walking with Hanako. Konoha sees Hanako clinging to Jin's arm, and her heart sinks because she was planning to return his pendant. Jin tells her to stop coming around because he remembers Mitsugai's warning about players targeting anyone close to him. Konoha doesn't understand. She watches him walk away with another girl and feels something break inside her. Two bug monster brothers make their move. They take Konoha and her friend Tomomi to lure Jin into a trap. One brother fights Jin on the rooftops while the other tortures the girls in a hidden room. Jin is losing badly because without his activation gum, he can't transform. The monster beats him until he's covered in crimson while taunting him about how weak he is. But Jin refuses to give up because he keeps thinking about Konoha and Tomomi being hurt somewhere nearby. He thinks about what it means to protect someone, and the weight of another person's life makes his whole body feel heavy. He realizes this is what it truly feels like to care about someone, so he decides to keep fighting no matter what happens to his body. His Zet factors start rising on their own, because his determination is triggering something deep within him. Meanwhile, Konoha is being tortured by the other bug monster. He cuts her neck just enough to make her bleed because he enjoys terrorizing her. The trauma is so intense that she loses control of her bladder. Kuga arrives in his alpha suit and finds Konoha injured. He flies her to safety, but she's lost a lot of fluid. Jin finally finds the room where the girls were held and frees them. But before they can escape, the bug monster stabs him through the chest from behind. Jin should be finished, but instead, his Angel's Ring activates. His transformation stalls because he's not strong enough to reach full power. That's when Haitani appears. He tells Jin that pain is no longer the key to his transformation, because Jin has evolved past that stage. What he needs now is something else entirely. Haitani pulls out a stake made from fragments of the Ring of Exposure, the massive device from the Forgotten Land that forces players to